Long ago, in the land of Egypt, the people of Israel lived as slaves. Generations earlier, they had come to Egypt during a time of famine and were welcomed. But as the years passed, a new pharaoh rose to power who feared their growing numbers. He forced them into hard labor, making them build cities and work under harsh conditions. Their cries for help rose up to heaven. God heard their suffering and chose a man named Moses to lead them to freedom. Moses had once been raised in Pharaoh's palace, but fled Egypt after defending an Israelite. Many years later, while tending sheep in the wilderness, he saw a bush that burned without being consumed. From the flames, God called to him, "Go to Pharaoh and tell him, 'Let my people go.'" Moses was afraid. "What if they don't listen?" he asked. "I will be with you," God replied. So Moses returned to Egypt with his brother Aaron. They stood before Pharaoh and delivered God's command, but Pharaoh's heart was stubborn. "Who is this God that I should obey him?" He scoffed, and he refused to release the Israelites. Because of Pharaoh's hardness, Egypt was struck with a series of terrible plagues. Waters turned to blood, frogs covered the land, swarms filled the air, livestock died, darkness fell, but still Pharaoh would not yield. Then God told Moses that one final plague would come, one so devastating that Pharaoh would finally let the people go. Before that night, God gave the Israelites very specific instructions. Each family was to choose a spotless lamb and prepare it for a sacred meal. They were to roast the lamb, eat it with bitter herbs and unleavened bread, and be fully dressed sandals on their feet, staffs in their hands ready to leave quickly. God also commanded them to take some of the lamb's blood and mark it on the doorposts of their homes. "For when I pass through the land," God said, "I will see the blood and pass over your houses. No harm will come to you." That night was unlike any other. A deep stillness covered Egypt. At midnight, the final plague struck. The firstborn in every Egyptian household died, from the palace of Pharaoh to the humblest home. But wherever the doorposts were marked with blood, the people inside were safe. Pharaoh, broken with grief, summoned Moses and Aaron before dawn. "Go," he said. "Take your people and leave. Worship your God and go quickly." The Israelites departed in haste. There was no time for their bread to rise, so they carried dough without yeast. Neighbors urged them on, and even gave them silver and gold. After centuries of slavery, they were finally free. As they journeyed out of Egypt, God led them by a pillar of cloud during the day and a pillar of fire at night, showing them the way toward a new future. And God commanded them to remember this night forever. "Tell your children," he said, "that I brought you out of slavery with a mighty hand." So each year, the people of Israel celebrate Passover, gathering to retell the story, remembering that even in the darkest times, God sees, God hears, and God delivers.